Welcome back to the show. Well, the idea of Ripple becoming the Fed 2.0 is getting more real by the day. And how about $1,000 XRP by 2030? How about somebody roll that beautiful intro?
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and DigPerspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, just under $4 trillion for the cryptocurrency market cap. We're at 3.97. The market is off 5.1% right now. So Bitcoin still holding 118,000 plus. Ethereum actually holding 3,800 plus. It's had trouble in the last couple of weeks, but it's picking up steam. XRP is 315 right now. Now we're off 2.9 in the 24, and we're off 10.2 on the 7-day. But we have plenty of news that you're going to love before we get out of here. Now we're ranging between 309 and 324. Now, unfortunately, I missed the 309, so I wasn't able to buy the dip. I wish I could have put a little something on it just out of discipline, but I was sleeping. So that's what happened there. But you know what? You can open your free account at XRPWealth589.com. We're talking about Caleb and Brown. DAI and myself have come together to get a deal so you can open up your free account. Click the link underneath this video or any video. Get started today. No hidden fees, no hidden spreads, one flat rate, and you get institutional grade custody for free, multiple layers of security as anyone would expect, a level of customer service that I've never experienced anywhere else. This is the truth. You don't believe me? Sign up. XRPWealth589.com. That's so you can remember it. Get your account open. The bull run's coming. You want to be in a place where you know you got the ability to talk to a real human being. Exchanges freeze up. You could set your market orders, make sure they're correct, talk to a broker. It's a great feeling of security. And you know what? I keep my assets split up on the trusted platforms that I use. You guys hear me talk about them all the time. This is where I'm at. This is one of them. Don't mess around. Click the link underneath the video and get started today. FOMC, and this should be today or tomorrow, is looking at the Fed to see if they will cut the interest rate or leave it unchanged. We will see what will happen. There's a lot of pressure to cut. Remember, for every 1% of the interest rate that's cut, we save $360 billion on the debt that President Trump will have to refinance because of the previous administration taking out so much short-term debt. Right here, which feels intentional, but nonetheless, ECB advisor Jürgen Schaefer says digital euro alone won't challenge the US dollar stablecoin dominance. Europe may need regulated euro stablecoins and private innovation to counter USD peg stablecoin growth. Now someone's waking up to it. The digital dollar is already the premier stablecoin in the crypto space. Now someone's seeing the writing on the wall. Hey, just a regular digital euro isn't going to get job done here. So this is getting interesting as we see the stable coin race proliferate. Now we know that we already have two stable coins on the XRP ledger for the EU region. It is the Euro CV and the Euro OP. So we'll see what comes of that as a collective. So we'll see here. Meanwhile, Tether abruptly prints $8 billion in USDT on Ethereum and Tron network as crypto market recovers. Well, this ought to tell you there's a boom coming. But what's interesting about this is when the Genius Act comes into play, and it's in law, signed into law now, but when it really goes into full effect, none of these USDTs will be available to US customers. How about that one? And meanwhile, we're one day away, ladies and gentlemen, and I am just as excited to get this report as I know you are too. The White House is set to release its digital asset report to the public tomorrow on Wednesday. I cannot wait to find out what is in that. And if it talks about strategic reserves and stockpiles, that's what I want to hear about. Let's see what it says. Meta Lawman says this, rightfully so. Boy, I like the way he thinks. He's super sharp. 1 week ago, Trump media bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. This week, President Trump is expected to make a big announcement on crypto policy. I said this falls under my investment creed. I'm stacking my pennies next to their dollars. That's it. I don't know what else to say, ladies and gentlemen. And then there's this piece of news right here. Representative Tom Emmer, the sponsor of the U.S. House Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act, said the bill, if passed, would significantly limit the Federal Reserve's ability to issue a central bank digital currency. I totally love that. But this is one of the big reasons why I say Ripple could be the Federal Reserve 2.0. The Fed will be shut out of the new digital on-chain economy. Someone's going to have to become the role of the Fed, lender of last resort. Real USD issuance, XRP escrow, come on in. Reminder, Pat Thielen from Ripple speaking about the future of U.S. Faster Payments Council. I don't need to play this for you. I mean, you guys know what the drill is here. I mean, this is what we're talking about. I can actually mute this, but it doesn't matter. The point is I'm showing this is because we are inside the Fed. So passing the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act will officially close the door on the Federal Reserve participating in the digital on-chain economy. Someone is going to have to take that role. I think it's quite likely that it be Ripple. And so does the former St. Louis Federal Reserve official, David Andolfado.
It was at that point that I said, well, we could, if we wanted to, extend the concept one step further. I'm not saying that this is ever going to happen, but just conceptually, you could imagine not FedWire for all, but kind of like a Fed coin, where what the Fed would do is actually just issue these, Bitcoin-like objects, but and they would enforce a par exchange rate with the U.S. dollar. That would eliminate the exchange rate volatility. But they could delegate the clearing of these payments to some third party, some sort of Ripple-like protocol or possibly.
There you go, right there. And now it's coming to light. The Atlanta Fed drops a surprise mention of XRP, labeling it a global transfer asset with potential backbone for large-scale settlements. Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta's policy hub. This is just back in 23. Ripple provides various services via the use of its native token, the XRP, which is roughly envisioned as an international payment medium or wholesale settlement coin. We might be wrong, but I don't think we're wrong for thinking it. And I don't think this is bad either. This is Dom and Phil Kwok from Easy A. Let me tell you something. These guys are absolute rock stars and legends, and they know how much I appreciate them and how much I respect what they're doing. I am so grateful that we had them on stage at XRP Las Vegas 2025. Now here they sit directly on Wall Street. And boy, I don't mind telling you, these guys are remarkable. Listen to Dom Kwok right here and his brother Phil. Dom is going to give his first ever prediction, a price prediction of XRP. Now, you have to understand, Easy A is out here traveling all over, and I do mean all over the world nonstop. Okay? And they are doing more to proliferate the XRP ledger and ecosystem and the digital space ecosystem than almost anyone I could think of. They really are. So they know how adoption's rolling and what things are to come. Take a listen to what they say.
So for us, we're really bullish on Ripple, on XRP in particular, because of the inroads they've already made into the TradFi sector. They've been, really sort of diligent about getting tons of different licenses all across the world to actually make sure that they are positioned to own the space when the institutions actually come into blockchain, into crypto, which they're already starting to do with stablecoins. That's obviously a huge use case, and Ripple has their own RLUSD stablecoin, which is awesome, and we've already started educating our community on them. And ultimately for us, we're just super bullish on the mission, what they're doing already in terms of, bringing all these big institutions. Hidden Road acquisition, for example, is a great example of how they're going to actually be utilizing the XRP ledger in the real world, settling trades, etc., much faster, cheaper than otherwise would be possible. And then obviously also international money payments. All of those different aspects really make it one of the formative companies of the next decade, in our opinion. And I know a lot of people have been asking for my price targets on XRP. And I think this is the first time I'll say it, but I think XRP is heading to $1,000 by 2030. So for me, it's, a super important project, and actually probably one of the most important projects out there at the moment.
I absolutely love this for so many reasons. One, shout out to Dom and Phil and how hard they work and continue to work. No one is working harder than these two gentlemen. Number two, let's just understand this. This is the guys that just predicted $1,000 XRP by 2030. Look at their background. Look at where they're from. I mean, it is just remarkable. Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, the Wharton School. That's just Dom. Phil, University of Cambridge, BPP Law School, Stanford University. And I think the youngest guy to pass the bar, if I'm not wrong, Phil, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think you are qualified as the youngest person to pass the bar. These guys are super genius, super hardworking. And for them to see that kind of growth in such a short period of time, well, the next step is to wonder, assuming XRP is $1,000 in 2030, Grok, give us the yearly price prediction on that growth. Well, $20 this year, $46 plus in 26, 27 is $110, 28, $258, 29, $607, 2030, we hit our 1,000. I like that. I'm here for it. You kidding me? And then here's one that says the price could reach $300. And if it follows and completely follows the fractal of 2017. Now, I don't have to go down for this. You guys know that 2017, 2018 was a huge bull run to break out. Some even say it was a test of the system back in the day. Who knows? All I do know is that if it were to repeat that 2017 explosive breakout that we had, which by the way was 60,000% breakout, if we were to experience that again, then we'd see that $300. And somewhere along the line, that would put us on the path to the $1,000 by 2030. I say, but you know what? Bring it on. I got room on the bingo card for all of this. So yeah, I'm here for it, and I know you are too. I tell you one thing, we need that Clarity Act passed because that's the market infrastructure bill, and I believe that is going to officially set the dot-com era boom in motion for the digital asset space. And for the projects that have utility, I think it will be blatantly obvious to anyone watching what is happening. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going to the Freedom Zone. It's a quick one today, but I just want to bring it to you so you have it. Boy, the World Economic Forum. You could join the Freedom Zone too. You get all your daily videos with zero Google ads. It's worth the price of admission because it costs almost nothing to be in the group. But you get all your daily videos with zero Google ads and some extra content, which we need to pay attention to because you will see once you come in here just how evil some of this world actually is. Come on in.